For this video, I want to talk about Moses, and I want to talk about Moses from my understanding, my perspective. You may not agree, you may agree, you may have to look some stuff up, but that's fine. And the reason why I want to do it from my perspective is because um, I can't say the information is not out there, but when I was searching for information, when I was looking up information, the information that I got was extremes. You know what I mean? And this is probably going to have to be cut up in different parts because I don't know how many minutes I got because since it's a new channel, I'm used to my old channel who gives you at least 20 minutes. This is a new channel. I might not get that much, so I'm gonna try to put as much in, and if not, I'll have to make a part two. But I'm used to getting the extremes. So you have one hand the biblical story of Moses. You have on the other hand, well, actually, I'm sorry, it's three parts. On one hand, you have the biblical story of Moses. On the other hand, you have the cult side of Moses, and then on another part, you have the Egyptian or Kemetic understanding of Moses. And I want to try to piece those three together from how I see it from my perspective. Like I said, you're more than welcome to disagree. I would just encourage you to look up the information first and do your own research before you disagree. Other than that, that's fine. So from my understanding, and yes, I talk fast. I'm sorry, just rewind. I'm trying to get it all the way in there. And I talk fast anyway. So from my understanding, Moses was, I have no idea whether he was Egyptian or not. I'm still questioning his birth. We know who his mother is. Not a problem. According to the Bible, mother of the Hebrew, Hebraic line, according to the Kemetic or Egyptian stuff that I found, we know who his mother is. Not really sure where she's from. At least I haven't gotten that far into it yet. Don't know who his daddy is. Whatever. Either way, all three occult stories, all three stories, he was raised in Egypt. He was raised in the house of Pharaoh. Now, first, I want to go in on his name a little bit. His name is Moses. Moses actually comes from the Moses actually means to draw from the water, but it comes from the word, excuse me, magus. It's a play on the word magus, which actually, which is where we get the word magi, which is also where we also get the word magician from. So when you understand the actual understanding of the name, we already know from his name alone he did magic. It also means priest. So we already know that he was a priest and that he did magic. And back then, the priests were the one to perform magic. If you don't believe me, you can find it in the Bible. Look at the Bible. Look at the high priest that Moses set up under his line with the high priest Aaron. Look up the Urim. I'm probably saying it wrong. The Urim and the Thummim, and look up the breastplate of Aaron, and look up what the incenses and the sacrifices before. You understand that was magic. But okay, that's just for those who want to deny that he ever did magic. So we already know from his name alone he did magic. From the Bible perspective, when you actually read that part, you understand that he did magic. He learned in the ways of Egyptian Pharaoh. They did magic. Here's the part from my understanding. Some say that he ran from Egypt. Some say that he ushered people out of Egypt. Here's the part from my understanding. Part of that is both true, eloquently spoken, according to which side of the fence you're on. From my understanding, what happened was during the time when Moses was the high priest. Let me go back for a minute. In Egypt, there was an upper or Egypt, Kemet, whichever one you want to call it. I'm gonna say Egypt. There's an upper Egypt and there was a lower Egypt, and every so often, the capital went from upper Egypt to lower Egypt. Once they divided, the capital went from upper Egypt to lower Egypt. Well, at this point, the capital was supposed to transfer from, I forgot which way, whether it was upper, lower, or lower, upper. But either way, the capital was supposed to transfer from one to the other. And Moses was the one to do it. But at the time, both areas were in conflict with each other. Not like war, but it was conflicts, debates, talking, whatever, where it was a problem. So Moses didn't want to, and I know he has an Egyptian name, but I'm calling him Moses because that's the common name that everybody knows. Moses didn't want to, Moses knew that the capital couldn't stay where it was at, but he also knew at the current situation, he could not take the capital to where it was supposed to go. So what he did was he set up shop directly in the middle between the two. I know, you're like, what? Whatever. Flow with me here. He set up shop directly in between two. Now, when he set up shop there, he took it a step further and also set up a new religion. Now, under this new religion, well, I can't even say new religion because it wasn't really a religion then. He set up a whole spiritual system. Moses was actually a genius. So what happened was when he was in there, in the part of Egypt that he learned the Egyptian system. When he came out of Idris Elba where he was, that time where he supposed to spent 40 days on a mountain or whatever, that's symbolic. He actually spent time learning another magical system, the actual magical system of Abraham that was already established. He learned that magical system. And what he did was he combined the best of the two and created a whole new one and a whole new deity. And I know a lot of y'all gonna get pissed off about me, but from my understanding and how I learned it, he created the deity. You all know what deity I'm talking about. He created that one. When you understand energy, you understand that a deity can be created. Yes, it can. He created that deity, and what he did was he took the symbols of symbols of nature and put them together and created a whole new deity, and then told people to worship no other deity but the deity to deny all. And with the people doing that, it empowered this particular deity that we still have today that most people don't even know they worship it. But basically, that deity, I'm not saying the deity's fake. It is not fake. It is real, but it was a created energy. Now, I'm not saying that he didn't have help from the spiritual realm, or if you believe in aliens, from aliens or other life forms, whatever. I'm not saying he didn't have help. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is this energy was created. And from that, he set up his whole spirit. He took the best of both too and set up his whole spiritual systems. Now, of course, this pissed off, of course, the other priests of the other priesthoods that were already set up of the temples, because you're saying now that our deity, their deities are evil, their deities are evils, and this is the right one, this is the perfect one. Now, you have to think about at that time. This is the new. I mean, it's the new kid on the block, and now you say this new kid is going. You're gonna say this new kid is better than this kid, the ones we've been working with, and we can't use it no more. So, and then because it became popular, it became popular like that. People start flocking, and then you got to think about the conflicts. They went to the Middle Kingdom that he set up because it was peaceful. It became a problem. So with that becoming a problem, here's where you get the biblical story where Pharaoh supposedly ran after them. No, Pharaoh tried to start a war with them because of the problem. And he did kind of succeed to a point. He got Moses to step down, but because the system that Moses set up was so powerful, he couldn't just shut down the system. So instead, he decided to work within the system, and that's how we still got all the stuff today and blah, blah, blah. That's how we still got all the stuff today and how it all came down the line. This, like I said, this is my perspective on Moses. This is a really, really quick video on Moses because I don't know how many minutes this channel will get right off the bat. Maybe I'll go in deeper and start explaining more in another video when I'm able to have more minutes. But since I got that all in, I'm not going to do a part 2. Yeah, you want to discuss it, get the discussion going in the thing if you feel like discussing it or whatever. But that's my understanding from everything I have studied, looking at it from all three perspectives, the Bible, the occult, the Egyptian Kemetic stuff. When you put it all together, that's the perspective I got out of it. And of course, let me throw it in there, even the thing that Moses created down the line, it did get twisted and used and turned for other people wanted to do and all the other stuff. So yes, even that got manipulated out of its purest form. I do want to have to say that. But from my perspective, because some people say Moses wasn't nothing. He was evil. He was. I haven't looked into his murder fully. Supposedly he killed somebody and ran. Supposedly he did kill somebody, but it was for a good reason. He was stuck. He was stuck with somebody else for being hurt, unnecessarily tortured, whatever. I didn't look that far into that particular situation, so I don't know. I can't speak on that. I can only speak on what I've studied so far. And from what I've studied, Moses was a freaking genius. He took two things that really didn't go together, found the common ground, brought it together, brought all the different aspects of the other guys at the time, brought in all the different elements, and created something totally new. So for that, I can't say nothing bad about him because he created something totally different. Now, what happened after the fact, I don't know whether Moses was involved in that or not. I'm just saying from my idea of what I've learned from Moses. But I'm already at 10 minutes, and I want to shut down here so YouTube will accept it. As always, stay blessed. I know I talk fast. I'm so sorry. Just rewind until you get it. And peace.